back at it until my back says otherwise. Anyway, started painting this guy off screen. Not much to him. The lighting is pretty bad. Can't tell if it's too harsh or not harsh enough. Anyway, let's see if I block it, if it looks better. What if I just block him? No, everything's garbage. Anyway, it kind of reminds me of Ford Prefect from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. As I look for the brush I'm looking for. There it is. Hadn't painted in a few days, and oh no. The paint I was going to use just decided to run into everybody. So, pull up some fresh paint. Right. Put that there, check the time. Put those brushes to the side. I don't know what to do with that. Put it there. That way I forget it and can't find it. Okay. So, anyway, I've been using Surf Aqua, Marine Teal, and Deep Ocean on this guy. And it doesn't really look that great, but really shiny for some reason. So I think I'm going to down low so we get touched, but I think I'm going to do some cheap highlighting basically and get his back done a bit. I tried painting his skin with golden blonde because I was going for a slight Asian look. Problem is it's more than a slight Asian look, at least if you're thinking stereotype. So I will probably come over it with some rosy skin and just have that yellowishness up in the I guess that would be down in the crevices. So I'm going with just that Deep Ocean. I think what I want to do is start mixing it with the lightest color, the Surf Aqua. Don't know that that's going to look good, but if I do it enough later. Why is this happening? I have a very specific routine on my painting. I think there's a clog in it. Anyway, my routine that I picked up somewhere was to squeeze the bottle first and then put the paint on. You tip the bottle up, let the paint on. Did that wrong. Squeeze the bottle, get the air out of it, put a few drops in, pull it back over, and let go of it, and it's supposed to suck the paint out of the nozzle and keep the nozzle clean. So, that's what I have been attempting. We'll just put this here so we can all see the dirty tray. But my attempts at highlighting color. So that's equal parts. I'm going to go with it. I can always start hitting midtones if I need to. Problem is he's so shiny that I can't really see where the highlights kind of need to go. So again, I'm just speed painting painting these for kind of a reason. And after I put this on first, personally think I didn't go bright enough. You know, I use Reaper paints, of course. That's what I'm showing everybody that I'm painting with. They've got these triads, and that's nice and all, but I really don't think it typically goes bright enough. So let me get this first setting on here, layer on here, but then I'm going to go quite a bit lighter, I think. And of course I did just paint over the edge, which I do not like. So paint that back right quick. Except I don't think it came off. Okay, maybe I didn't do it this little round. I guess I could cheat, just say, hey, this is my mid-tone. Highlight? No, I didn't say that. I said mid-tone, yeah. I guess that would work. Yep. So, the last time was just a 1-to-1. So this time I'm going to do 1 to 2. That's not enough. There we go. Oh, I should go straight into that, which I think I just dipped my brush in and did anyway. Back up straight, drink. Okay, so just be a little bit more judicious with this, because it is going to be much brighter. So try not to slap it on nearly as much. Which I'm going to do anyway, but now the problem is that's going to kind of blend into his shirt that I've got here. Because I've got, you know, all three of the same colors going. And if I push the highlights down, I'm going to be getting him into all three the same colors, which is probably not a good idea. I'm just talking to myself to come up with ideas. And little spot there. Oops. Make sure that's just bright as can be. So what I think I might do, maybe push it into a little slight different direction color-wise. So I might go with some green or just some straight blue. Let's see what that gets me. So now I want to go a little darker. I'm just quickly mixing up what we said was the mid-tone. Maybe. And I'm going to go darker and do some feathering just to kind of clean up those edges a bit. So grab that, some darker. Oh, I guess technically I could go almost purely to what I wanted. Back in the center here. I'm going to go darker than that. So I think at this point I practically am at the full tone. Yeah, I can see as I put it on, I'm not nearly at the full tone, but should make things look a little bit better to get it all feathered out. Especially over here where it's just super dirty because I slapped it on. Okay. Over here up on the sleeves, it's not nearly as bad. Just do a little bit of that. Back of his sleeves are pretty bad though. Yep, happy with that. So, what do you think here? Could do that. Dare I? Thinking of using the golden blonde to highlight up the pants. That'll give it a light brown and blue, and that doesn't seem right. You see, that's basically adding red to blue. We're going to get a purpley color. So I bet you, if I were to grab a gray and not knock down things, I could go with a darker blue. Snow shadow. That's kind of a gray. I'll try that. Snow shadow. Squeeze the tip. Push it down. Really? Don't know why the cat has to tell me it's going to the litter box. I don't care. Until it stinks. But you don't have to suffer through that. So, his pants were a mid-tone. I'm just going to take what I had for a mid-tone, which is very watery. Yeah, I really don't like that. I'm not going to use that. I just grab my mid-tone. Wonder what happened there. Don't know. So, a little bit of gray, a little bit more gray, dab a mid-tone, does not look right, grab all the gray, kind of looks about the same. But it is supposed to be a highlight. That's probably not enough gray. Let me just grab some more gray. Really don't like that. Well, let's do it anyway. See what we get. Yeah, not really at all. I think I will switch and go straight into the color. So rather than try to be highlighting his pants with a blue, just go straight into a gray. I'm sure he's probably got some leg wrappings down there, but for the time being, I will ignore that. Okay, and I'm just grabbing some of the cape color. Just doing a little bit of a color there, and that's that color. Okay, let that go for a bit, and then a shirt. I think we definitely push this towards a green. How green? That green? Yeah, sure. Going weird on this one, but don't really care. Oh, that needs shook up really bad. Well, it's pretty much just all artistic or acrylic medium. Dump that. New coffee filter. Woohoo! Kind of running out of space on my little piece of parchment paper, but let's see what we got here. Now, shall we learn our lesson and just go straight into the green, which is going to look really bad? The answer is yeah, we do that. I'm thinking I cover pretty much everything except a bit on the yellow. Yeah. Maybe I go all the way. Just a light coloring. Because I think I just added too much blue to this figure. I hear the cat scratching upstairs and I have no idea what he's doing. I think that's thinking is if I leave this a little bit of blue here and there, maybe I get a little iridescent effect from a distance. I think I don't like, where did I see that? I think right there needs a little touch up. Is it? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay. So yeah, start futzing with him. And since I'm going to declare his pants and stuff done, I'll switch papers here. Pardon my absence. And there's the new stuff. Scissors. Itch. Okay. Get that soaking. Might as well grab. Let's do the wizard. And I think we do some purpley colors for him. So there's clear purple, that probably won't work very well. Pale indigo, Malvernus. That was a good base, that's a mid. And honestly, that's too far. 288, 288. A light bright purple. The problem with having too many colors, well, that might work. Hard to choose. Well, that works. Sorcerer's Mist. We'll do that one. Nope, nope, wrong way. There we go. Flip you over. Just soaking on the other side. Okay, so I'll start with the wizard's robes. I'm going to use those three colors, which are Avernian Purple, Pale Indigo, Sorcerer's Mist. Probably the wrong color choices, but not that I really care. Oh, put something in there. So visible oost, blink. Flip my paper over again because it's not soaking up correctly. I really need to change the entire wet palette here. Okay. And we'll just drop into some standard base coatings. We'll hope I spit that out that this covers fairly well, because the blue on that monk did not. My colors seem horribly off. Because this looks much brighter. Camera, it's washed out. I just don't think that helped. Okay. That is part of the owl's butt, so I do not need to paint that. Actually, I bet you I know what this is. Let me just do something right quick. Yeah, that's right. I'm thinking it's just the way I've got my monitors set up. I'm actually running Twitch streaming stuff on the desktop machine. I'm going through a virtual desktop to an old Surface tablet. I think it's just not putting out the right color adjustments. Basically going through too many things. Kind of looks okay on the desktop, so probably is fine. Now I'm thinking I will paint his hat in the same colors. And I'm debating on whether or not I need to add a bunch of stars to it. Maybe the word wizard. Sadly, I think the joke could be lost in interpretation of where these are going. As my ear itches. And touch his hat. Hold on to this. Don't let him drop this time. What is that? Okay. There's a little feature here, which I don't think will show up on the screen because my focus never works right. You can kind of see a little bump at the bottom rim. And it looks like his little tassel on his hat coming down. So, okay. I'll figure something out for that. But in the meantime, I'm just going to paint over it. Get my centers right. And I'm thinking very white staff. Making sure I got all the purple is a good base. Then I'll do a second coat a bit on that. But I do have an elf to paint too. So that was a lot of base colors. For him, he's got these little oak leaves on his front. And it is fall, so that would be kind of interesting to try painting him in fall colors. Browns, oranges, and reds. But if I did that, what would I color red? I could do a dark red. I was thinking bright. So, but I just did a bunch of dark brown, I think. Not interested in that. I kind of don't want to give him the triple tone pajamas like I did the monk. So, dark red cape. Almost a brownish orange. Well, of course, brown is orange, but an orangish overlay. But then a dark green main color. Yep. And I'm looking, and my eyes went straight to that green. I think that is what I will use. This is a Naga green. Doesn't really help. As I get an email notice up on the screen, which I will not check. I have never used this paint, so it is clogged. So we go to poker. And per tradition, I paint the top of the cap. That way I've got a good indication of what the color looks like and it's when it's dry. I probably should wash my rinse water too. Okay. Get the elf dude. And since I'm gonna have, well, hold on, let me. Yeah. I'm gonna have to reach up in there pretty high, and that's gonna make a mess. But it is what it is, and we'll just come back and clean out later. Because he's got these bags right there. Right there. I don't need it. So I have to paint those somehow. But that'll be after this cape, because that cape's going to be a pain in the ass to paint as well. This is definitely going to need several coats, because it's going on pretty thin. Started to call him Robin of Locksley. Let's see here. That'll need paint. I think paint underneath there. And that'll all be... Oh, is that cape? Let me wash this off so I don't dry the paint. So it's kind of a weird look here. I'll point out what I'm looking at here. So he's got these two little armor plates up here, which, you know, okay, that's great and all. He's got a cape, and then he's got this one-piece Robin Hood outfit suit thing. So there's a hood, which I would assume is part of the cape. So hood, cape, that's going to be fancy decoration right there. But those pads are on the back again, and they're on like a splayed out piece of fabric. So is the hood part of the green Robin Hood outfit? And then the cape is just tucked under some pads and sitting out? It would give me the opportunity to paint more green. And I would think that's where you'd have the hood, but really you'd want the cape that way, unless that whole cape pulls up over and does some camouflage thing that I don't even want to contemplate, which it more than likely does. Leave his acorn pouch alone for now. Paint in his chest. Could that be a robe? Maybe. I'm just trying to figure out how he gets dressed. So, you know, it looks like he gets his pants on, puts on whatever this green thing is. I should probably put that hood before I do anything else to let everything else dry. So he puts on his pants, probably his socks too. if he's wearing socks. Probably isn't, the little stinky toad elf. So then he puts on the Robin of Locksley robe slash shirt slash hoodie. And then he puts on the cape and the pads and then throws the hoodie back. At least that's my story on him, and that's how I'm sticking to it. Now, thinking about his pants, though. I'm trying to think what color, because I think for him, I'm going to be putting on a lot of buckskin bags. So I don't really want to make his pants buckskin. I guess I could do black leather belts, but for some reason I'm thinking olive mesh on them. Black would probably look better though. And so, pant color. If only I knew how to paint leopard print. Give them some leopard print leotards. Oh, boy. Okay. Stop futzing with him. And let's go back to the wizard, because I think he can do with a second coat. Super exciting video content. I think it's probably got a pretty good pigmentation or coverage or whatever you would like to call that. But just trying to get all the little spots that just are not as well painted. As I'm painting him, I'm thinking I don't want to go much brighter. Because I mean, like, that color is going to be, it looks white on my screen, like devoid of any color. I don't know how to convey that. So what that color looks like to me is almost a pink with just a brush of lavender in it. I'm not sure he feels like that kind of wizard. I think he would probably pick darker robes. And so I'll need to find a much darker purple and do Low lifes, not low lifes. Low lights, shadows. Although low light might be better. But yeah, just get him a darker look to himself. I think that's probably hand. But you know, maybe the bright wouldn't look bad either. As spot highlights make it a shiny purple. Okay. So the green, I think I saw a shiny bit in there, so it may not be ready yet. But because of that, let's go ahead and find my dark red that I would like to do. That's too browny. Let me get this out of the way. I keep pushing on it. That's probably a little bit too purple. Burgundy wine. But I'm on the right track, I think. Amethyst purple, no. Although, Imperial purple. Nope, that's not dark enough for the shadows I was looking at. Nightshade purple? That's practically black. But 23 would be the next step up, but I don't see that. Oh, right there. Imperial purple. Yeah. Yeah, I can do that. That's 22, 19, 20, 21, 22. 21, 22 goes back there. Sorry, organizing my paints. And 24. Okay, so that's on the right spot. But I still don't have my red. Violet red, burgundy wine, pale violet, muddy brown. Yeah, we're getting into the browns there. Let's see, what's that? Chestnut brown. Nope, too dark. Mahogany brown, I have never used. Nope. Aha. Rosy shadow. I need that for the monk. Bloodstain red is getting there. Yep, there we go. We'll go with clotted red. I have used that one before. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Although, didn't sound like it was mixing very well. I really should learn to mix my own paints more. Decrease my hundreds of paints down to 20, 30 paints. As if that'll ever happen. Okay, how thick is this paint going to be? Oh yeah, that's just grody. Trying to squeeze it and see what I've got. Yeah, maybe it's going to be okay. Came out looking like gel, so that's not a good sign. Although for clotted red, it's pretty clotted. Okay. Maybe nothing a little water can't fix. Do need some clean water though. Kind of clean. And my mixing brush. That's really pretty nasty. But I think it will work. So I reach around and put everything in its place. So, but before I forget, since it was that bad, I'm going to add a few drops of water into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 should be good. Cap it back on. Let's mix that up some. Paints are probably 10, 15 years old. The fact that they're still usable is remarkable. Yeah, because I got them before 2007, so that's 14 years. Okay, that should probably go in the trash. So, let's see, I was thinking that purple ain't gonna work anymore. That one's too blue. No. What am I thinking? I am thinking that that and that are bluish together. No. I'm going to get rid of the highest highlight that I was going to do, and we'll say that's a mid-tone now. Meanwhile, let's see how we do with this clotted red. Yeah, it's about the color I was thinking. Now see, the green and the red on this one look really good, but that purple does not look screen correct. It's like all the blue has been washed out. Weird. That's the nice web camera too. This one right here is my 4K one, and this one right here that you're watching from, I think we got it out of a cereal box. That's not true, but I think it was practically free. I don't even remember where we got it. But since it's an itty bitty square on the screen, shouldn't be an issue. Okay, that is different from the rest here. I need to not paint that. Which unfortunately I already did, but we'll figure something out. I'm thinking, my mind is wandering to highlights and shadows on this red. And I think like the purple cloak, I don't want to go higher. So this may be as bright as it gets. because I don't want it to look Christmassy. So I think taking the green higher is perfectly acceptable. But I think going higher on the cape, I keep calling it a cloak, but I think cloaks have hoods. Again, this is royal pain to get paint into here and cause minimal damage to everything else in there. Oh shoot, I just realized he has sleeves. They're probably green too. I have not painted them. And then we've got a transition zone between front and back that defies color definition. So I'm just going to paint it red. I think I just painted more of a leg too. So I'll probably have to put some primer over that. See what I can do. My paper is curling up inside. Really should 3D print a little holder for everything. I'm cheap and I'm using parchment paper and paper napkins, paper towels for my wet palette rather than use the sponge, which molded and rotted. At least paper towels you can throw away. Don't mind replacing them. Had to wash my brush so I could get a very small amount of paint on here. So I needed to paint part of his cape that is coming under the pads and over the hoodie. Doing that with a lot of paint on the brush is foolish. So there we go. Yeah, it kind of bunches up there, which means I probably should do the same here. And I think, yeah, that's hoodie, not hoodie. Cape. Yeah. Get underneath here. And this is all blocked by the support wood that I'm doing. Not doing that I have the figure mounted on. That's what I mean. Okay. More around his arm. That'll need to be green. Edge needs a bit more. So that's good enough. And then as I was painting him, I noticed that this corner of the hoodie didn't get painted very well, and the center of it didn't. Now, delicate task of painting his sleeves, not getting into the red. So that's just going to make a dirty brown color. Of course, what I really should do is stop painting him. And I may do that right there. I'll get as close as I dare. And that dares quite a bit. Done, done, stop, 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 stop. Okay. So, set him aside. Crack my back. I've now painted an hour. Felt like 20 minutes. I was about to say I didn't hear the clock chimes go off, but those chimes stop at 10 o'clock. So, now I think I will do his shadows. Yeah, I got rid of the light color. That may not be dark enough for what I want. Doing my color theory here. Because if purple is red and blue, in order to darken that, you add the complementary of purple, which would be yellow, and that doesn't make sense to me. Guess I could try. Just see what happens. Because I'm thinking this imperial purple is not dark enough for the shadow. I'd like to see. Ooh, it spewed on me. Hadn't been opened in a while. Just no surprise there. Okay. So it is very dark, but it is not the dark I would like. But color theory to the test. Clear yellow. Oh, hey, I could probably put this on screen. I imagine it's going to be a complete and total fail. Okay, so 1 drop of clear yellow. I'm just going to grab a scoop of my purple. Guess what? It got darker. I would like a little bit more color to it. But yeah, that's about where I would like it. So there you go, color theory. Dear God, it worked. Alright, set you off to the side. And clear yellow. Very, very interesting. But just gonna squish it in to the shadows here. Guess I probably could have even put yellow into it. I'm going to be pretty messy with this, but I can go over and clean it up with more of the base color. And probably get a lot of that in. Maybe just plan on striping it there. The inside of his robes a lot. Along the staff probably. Along the folds. Definitely in the back here, under his arm, which probably means that right there needs to be pretty shadowy. And yeah, it's getting everywhere, but I'll color it back. The back of his hat, definitely shadow. And a few creases on his back. I think that needs to come up all the way. Everything there would be in shadow. Quite a bit there. Back into there, but we're not going to get that. Just underneath there. And in here under his beard. Okay. Now, probably going to wait. I was going to say I was going to jump in and found a spot. Just going to feather that shadow out. But I think I'll go ahead and put the highlight on and then feather all of it. I hear more animals stirring upstairs. Surprised I haven't been called to let one of them out so far. So, let me double guess on that. No, because that's going to make that look really pink. Don't use it. Don't use it. Pale indigo. Go with that. Stretch and take a drink. Yeah. Now that it's out of the bottle and spraying all over my knuckles, I think that was the right choice. I do think I need to be very careful with it. I don't want to get the highlights too high. And of course I am going to feather all of this back, so here's a little trick. Use the side of your brush, don't use the tip for some of this. Okay. Definitely a lot up on his sleeve. Maybe not so up on the bird though. Bird. It's an owl. Completely off the screen. And let's see. This hat would definitely get bright right in the middle. And kind of spread out at the base here. And maybe a little bit on the sides. Pretty much all the way around the brim. Load my brush back up. Okay. So now I go back into my base color. I guess it would be the mid-tone at this point. And I'm just going to feather in between the two. Both the shadow and the highlight. Though I'm going to leave it on the sharp edges quite a bit. I think that's a good look. By the sharp edges, I mean the very fine folds of his robe. like on the edges of his sleeves. This one's going to be difficult because it's such a short distance between the two. I'm going to kind of cheat a bit. Probably out of color. Looks like too much paint. Sorry, just hitting the zone, so I'm not saying very much. That in the back's starting to hurt a bit. Probably should stretch a little bit more. I'm just going around, hitting any little place that looks like is just not smooth enough. I haven't even touched his hat yet. It's pretty smooth and kind of the way I want it anyway. So I may have, there we go. That shadow is just too stark. Yeah, I was going to say that the line right there was too bright, but I think for where it's going, that's fine. But the inside of that line probably needs to be brushed back a bit. That's good. Shadow eyes, maybe right here a little bit more. That doesn't even look like it even got painted. That should all be dark. So yeah. Now, look at it in the right light. That right there probably needs some fixing. Okay. So I think his robes are done. Hi, kitty cat. Hopefully it turns out better in the video than it is here, because it looks just gray as can be. Which way to turn for you? There you go. There you can go on camera. Where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you going? You do know you're the reason why there's so much hair on my figures, right? Yes? Let's spin you this way. Nah, just can get your backside. Alright. Well, anyway. No, not yet. Just wait. Let me end the stream, okay? Okay? Here. You need the brush? Yeah, don't need the brush. Okay, so I have painted long enough for me. Got quite a distance on these two. I have to do my highlighting that, and I may base coat some more on that one. But that one's nearly ready for just all the little fiddly details, which I'll have to have put in focus. I'll have to have that close up to my face so I get them right, not mess up what I've already done. So he will probably not be making an appearance in the next live stream. This one I probably can do some more blocking. Him, I found the rosy shadow that I'm going to use. God, that just looks right light brown. I wonder if it's the color balance as it's doing. Anyway, whatever. So, I'm going to call it there. Hope you all have a good evening and have a good week. I should stream some other time. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you've missed the live streams, and you can always go to my Twitch channel, which should be a link in the description. Now, if you're watching this live stream on Twitch as a repeat, thanks. Maybe follow me so you can get the notification when I go stream, because I'm looking to see what that actually is called. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. Hope you all have a good evening. And in the stream. Yes, I do want to do that. Go there.